While the world is embracing EVs with open arms, and EVs are being portrayed as our saviors, it is sadly not the case. The EVs, sure, do not have emissions that harm the environment, but that is only as far as their advantages go. And this is only one side of the big picture. The other side to the new electric cars being produced daily is rather grim, if not horrific. So gloomy that if you come to know the truth that is being hidden from you currently, you might never buy an EV for yourself. This is the secret we are going to uncover in today's video. We will see why the EVs are the worst, despite being claimed to be the best choice for our environment. The electric vehicles themselves are not much of a problem. The real issue is their production. You may have heard that EVs are not sustainable. Let me tell you that this is very true, especially when you consider how an EV is made. Most electric vehicles draw their power from a lithium-ion battery. Guess what the battery is made up of? Rare earth metals. Why all the rare earth metals collectively are not ideal is another debate. Right now, let's focus on the most problematic one, cobalt. We all know cobalt. Remember when we used to study it in our chemistry class in middle school? This bluish metal abundantly occurs in Earth's crust. While this element has a plethora of applications in many industries, most of it is used for the production of lithium-ion batteries. It prevents overheating and fires inside the battery, thus extending its life significantly. But, like all other things, this also comes at a cost that someone else has to pay for us. Someone who cannot even afford a battery, but still has to bear the consequences. Let me explain how. Cobalt is not limited to any specific region of the world. It is used all over the world and is also found worldwide. However, one specific country is richer in this resource than all others. Now, whether it is fortunate for them or unfortunate, you will see in just a minute. I am talking about the country, Congo. You may have heard the name before. It is one of the most famous countries in Africa. But, despite its popularity, it is not doing very well as a republic. Poverty, corruption, and human rights violations have eaten the country inside out. Its citizens are living tough lives that we cannot even imagine sitting in our furnished and air-conditioned bedrooms. Surprisingly, Congo contributes to 70% of the total cobalt the world uses every year. The country's vast population of citizens depends on metal for survival. Now, initially, you might think this is good for the people of Congo. The people can mine cobalt and export it to get a decent amount. Seems simple, doesn't it? The Congo situation would have been much better if it were like that. About 70 to 80% of the total cobalt mined is mined by industries in Congo. Whatever is left, the commoner can mine himself and take home. These people who mine without being under an industrial contract are called artisanal miners. But this small-scale mining is not anything you would expect. Unlike the mining we see on the internet, where the miners follow all safety protocols and have the latest technology at their disposal, the Congolese miners are nothing like that. Artisanal miners have no safety or labor laws, let alone rules. There are even no minimum age limits. Innocent children have to work alongside men to earn their bread. These people have to enter dangerous mines that often become their graves. The working conditions inside the mines are deplorable. After digging, the miners must load everything they find on their backs and travel long distances to find a buyer. But the sad part is yet to come. Despite going through all this, at the end of the day, what these workers earn is even less than $1. 75 cents to be exact. This is the dirt cheap rate the buyers pay the miners for a day's work. This is the price of your life in Congo. Almost 2,000 miners die each year in Congo trying to earn so little. If they somehow cheat death, they can still get injured or poisoned. Thus, their life is always in peril when it comes to extracting cobalt. Now, let's see who buys this cobalt. You may be surprised, but it is none other than the leading vehicle manufacturers. Among many others, Tesla, VW, and Mercedes are supplied with this cobalt. They use metal for manufacturing EV batteries. The EVs they later sell for thousands of dollars each. On the surface, these companies protest against child labor. But when you think of it, these are the real culprits behind the child labor in Congo, too. Apart from this, China is also a huge name among the buyers of cobalt. Chinese companies source cobalt from Congo cheaply, sell it in China, or sometimes use it for their products. But this should not come as a surprise. When China does not care for its workers, how can we expect it to pity the children of Congo? The whole truth has been revealed to you. It is up to you now to decide whether you want these EVs. Would you like to buy EVs to fight against pollution? Or would you prefer to help save the little children whose lives are being devastated by the curse of cobalt that every electric vehicle uses?